Are you looking for a supplier that can literally cover you across all categories with proven performance products that cover just about every application you can think of? Whether it's mild to wild, Euphoria Car Audio has got you covered. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Euphoria, and it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and we're talking a big, thick catalog today, coming to you from Euphoria Car Audio. It's part of the DB group of products, but when it comes to Euphoria, these guys have really put a lot of research and engineering to develop the product range that, might I say, might be one of the most vast and complete catalogs in the industry. They've got you covered from everything from different style tweeters all the way to amplifiers and solution-based accessories. And we're going to get right into it. We've got their product expert, Susano Jr., coming onto the show to tell us all about it. Now, Junior, what can you tell us about what we're going to cover on today's Connected?
Hey, Ben, thank you for having me on. And you're right. When it comes to motorcycle car audio, we take it seriously. We got a huge catalog of different products for, different sounds. Anything that you can think of, we got it.
Junior, I've got my pencil sharpened, and I know our audience does too. But first, a quick message from our partner, SiriusXM, reminding you what a great add-on sale SiriusXM is. And when we come back, we're talking Euphoria for motorcycle audio. Don't you dare go away.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
And we are back. Euphoria Audio is on the menu, more specifically motorcycle audio. And I guess what we're going to do, Junior, is we're going to break down the different categories because, like I said, the catalog is thick, but we're going to streamline it. So for those of you tuning in after watching this, you're going to get a real sense of the type of products that Euphoria can offer you, especially if you're a dealer. So let's start with the high frequencies, Junior. Let's talk about tweeters. You know, when it comes to tweeters, there's different styles and different tastes for different people. But I feel like Euphoria's got some really cool features built into some of these tweeters that these guys need to know about.
Okay, we're going to start off with our tweeters. Basically, we have a wide range of tweeters, as we spoke about. We have everything from your bullet style tweeter, which is our nice anodized black tweeter. Has different mounting depths. Your push rod connections. You also have our horn style tweeters, which is something, depending on the sound. This is a smoother type sound, where this is more like a high piercing sound. Same thing, really, really low mounting depth. So they can go on fairings, they can go on boats, whatever you need. But we got you covered as far as tweeters on your motorcycle.
So, Junior, I got two questions for you when it comes to these tweeters, because I myself want to know. What exactly are the differences? Like, do you feel that there's one type of tweeter that dealers should have in stock more than the other? Or does it really depend on the style of music or the way they want to hear their music? That's the first question. And if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to like the bullet style tweeter, for example, is it not built in a feature where should something go wrong or need to be replaced, that there's kind of like a field replacement kind of feature built into that bullet tweeter?
Correct, Ben. A bullet style and a horn tweeter are way two different sounds. Your bullet is more of a high piercing sound, where your horn is more of a, it's a compressed horn. It's more, dispersed. It's a little bit smoother than the high piercing. They're still loud, which is the great thing, but it does have a different tone. As far as the tweeters being serviceable, all our tweeters offer a replacement diaphragm. So you can basically take this back part apart and replace the diaphragm. So you don't have to be replacing tweeters. You can just buy a diaphragm, replace it, and you're good to go. Our horns offer the same thing. They can be taken off and replaced as well.
All right, moving quickly from the super high frequency tweeter styles now to talk about some full range options. Now, this is also a very big category. It all depends on the application. And application is key because, when it comes to motorcycle audio, you've got your kind of drop-in customer. You also have the customer that wants a more elevated experience, maybe something more along the custom line. So talk to us a little bit about the full range options that you have for drivers, coaxials, and whatnot.
Right, man. What we do have is we have different we have all types of sizes of speakers. Now we have different options as far as, like you said, there's drop-in and there's custom. We carry everything from your 5-inch coaxial that'll drop in on your, let's say, 2013 and below Harleys. We have it available in a 6-inch, which will drop in into your 2014 and above. We also, if you want to go custom, the reason you go custom on this is because it's a little bit deeper, but of course it's going to provide a lot more power handling, give you that real, awesome sound that you want out of your motorcycle. We offer different sizes. Let's say in the drop-in, we have 5x7s, we have 6x9, we have 8-inch, in that type of speaker. Same thing goes for the compressed horns, which are the bigger ones. These are available in the same thing, 6x9, 8-inch, up to a 10-inch speaker. So it just really depends on what you're looking for. We got different options for it.
All right, two-part question. First, let's talk about those drop-in replacements because those are quick and dirty installs. Those are guys that are coming in and they just want to improve their sound. So let's qualify what that means. Are you saying that these drop-in speakers will never have any modification because of the shallow mounting depth? And I noticed that they are 4 holes to install. Are those matching up with the factory Harley-Davidson holes for installation?
That is correct, Ben. We actually made our coaxials and MPS series. We made them available to be drop-in. And correct, a lot of the motorcycle guys want something not only custom, but they want something they can just throw on a bike, use, let's say, the amp that came with it, or they're going to use the factory head unit. The cool thing about our coaxials is that they are all very sensitive, so it doesn't matter the amount of power; they're automatically going to sound better, than whatever came with the bike.
Junior, if you don't mind, I want you to throw up that higher level premium speaker because there's a couple features that I want to talk about. First of all, let's look at that magnet. So that is a neo magnet. It's a lot smaller, but allows for a lot of power handling. There are different materials available for the cone material. I've seen paper. I've also seen variations in carbon fibers. I'd like to talk to you about those. I'm going to assume these are of course, weather resistant for the environment, but there is an option to bi-amp the bigger speakers, if I'm not mistaken, if you really want to optimize the output.
That is correct, Ben. We do have different options for our flagship speakers, which are compressed horn. We offer different cone materials, as you said. We do have carbon fiber versions of this particular speaker. We have the neodymium magnet, 2-inch voice coils, and they are all IP52 rated, so they are weather resistant. As far as the biamping goes, our NCDs come with a crossover. Now the cool thing is the crossover is okay. It actually filters out a lot of the system. But let's say these guys that are going and using DSPs and want to fine tune their system, that's where you would hook up your compression horn to a separate channel, and you can hook up your mid range to a separate channel, so that way you can get the frequencies out of the speaker that you really want.
So as we go down and descend into the frequencies, the next category is going to be mid-bass drivers. And if you know a thing or two about motorcycle audio, it's all about that mid-bass. It's that kick that you feel in your chest from a kick drum. It's what makes us happy on a motorcycle when you're going 60 miles down the highway. So when it comes to these mid-bass drivers, what options does Euphoria offer?
Correct. The next thing that a lot of people like is you got to have that bass. A lot of people in motorcycles tend to get a lot of the mid-range and high frequencies. Where we are a little bit different is that we offer a wide variety of mid-bass woofers. And the reason that we offer the mid-bass is in your typical motorcycle, your frequencies that are actually heard are anywhere between the about 40 to 44 hertz frequency range. So a mid-bass is perfect for that. Now, like I showed you, also we have that in a paper cone, which would be this one, and we also offer our XL version, which is a beefed up version. If you notice, the magnet's way bigger. A beefed up version with a carbon fiber cone, which handles about 150 watts to 200 watts more RMS per mid bass. Now, the cool thing too that we offer is that if you're custom mounting these in our bags, we also have the port kit that's required to make these sound great in your motorcycle.
I love the fact that you could pull out accessories like that. They'll really help enhance the installation, really finalize and get that final result you want. We're going to pin that and we're going to circle back to accessories in a minute. But while we're on the topic of lower frequencies, this one kind of puzzles me because, you know, subwoofers in a motorcycle was kind of like not a thing actually. It was hard to get bass in a bike. You know, you don't have a lot of space to work with, and by space I mean enclosures. So I'm curious to hear what kind of solutions you have to get some sub frequencies out of a motorcycle and what drivers you have that can accomplish that.
That's correct, man. It is hard to get, your sub frequencies out of a motorcycle, and it's not only because of the enclosures, because it's open area, and like I was stating before, the frequencies that you want to play on an open area type of thing is in the low 40s. Now, the cool thing is that we offer a subwoofer, which is our flat mounted carbon fiber sub, which is perfect for those bags. Not only does it work great in that small airspace, it also you can port it and get a ton of sound out of this thing.
So just judging from what I see as the construction on these subwoofers, I mean, there has to be some pretty unique features built in for them to perform in this situation. Can you point out some of the technology that Euphoria has developed to ensure that this type of subwoofer can work for this environment?
That's correct, Ben. You do got to think of all the different, obstacles when it comes to making a subwoofer that's going to work on a bike. What we did here is we have a die cast basket. We got a neodymium magnet. We offer a low mounting depth, push terminals, and a heavy duty cone along with a carbon fiber dust cap with a rubber surround to be able to reproduce, and not only that, to keep the woofer perfectly aligned when you're playing those low notes. And the reason for that, like I said before, it's the enclosure part and the open area part does change a lot in how a woofer is made and how you have to play it in a motorcycle.
So, Junior, we've spent this time talking about all these amazing drivers from tweeters to mid bass to subwoofers, but obviously we're going to need some power to power them. So, again, for motorcycle audio, there's a couple unique challenges. Number one, the size. There isn't a whole lot of space to put these amplifiers. And although most of these drivers are optimized to perform with high efficiency, of course, we like our power, we like our mid bass, we like our subs. We need power. So, what solutions do you have for power amplifiers for motorcycle audio?
Well, we have different options as far as amplifiers go. We have different sizes. We use our Euphoria, our EXM models. These are very nice built amps. We don't dial back on the crossovers, which is where a lot of the motorcycle amps tend to, kind of dial back because of the size. We understand that our amps are not the smallest, but they do sound the best. They're very clean power. You got your real nice connections. Our amplifiers are just meant to work great and meant to sound the best.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I mean, even through the other range beyond just the motorcycle audio amplifiers, they always perform. They're great price points. They're very reliable. So, what kind of breakout can you help me break out the options within the motorcycle audio amplifiers that you have available?
Okay, as far as our EX amps go, we have different options. We have two different 4 channels. We have a 400 and then a 900. And then we also have monos, which are pretty cool because we have a 2,000 watt and a 3,000 watt. But the cool thing about it is that these amps, even though they're mono, they're still full range. So you can play, mid ranges. You can play just about anything out of those amplifiers.
Now, earlier on in the show, when we were talking about subwoofers, you showed a really cool port type of tool that you could help, customize the type of port you want in your bags if you're putting subwoofers in there. But there's a whole bunch of other cool accessories that DB Drive and Euphoria has come up with. And I really want to take this opportunity to kind of showcase those because these are going to be some pretty neat solutions for our installers out there.
Correct, Ben. We actually offer a pretty cool amount of accessories for motorcycles. We start off with our DB Link fuse holder, which is available through our Euphoria product. If you notice, this is actually meant to mount on top of your battery. So you basically connect where your battery post goes, and you have a positive with 4 different connections for power. And then you also, since it's a big issue to get a good ground on a bike, this one also has 4 connections for your ground too. So this would be the easiest way to get all your connectors straight into, into the battery of the bike. And along with our fuse holder, we also offer a saddlebag quick disconnect. Now, a lot of times you have to service your bag or your rear wheel or whatever, and a lot of the times people don't want to cut those wires. They want to have a easy way to mount and dismount. This is 100% waterproof, quick disconnect that's available for your bags. It all automatically comes with your 4 connections in and your 4 connections out. So not only is it good for your subwoofer, but let's say you're running 6x9s and a subwoofer, you can use these connections to tap into your basically to make it a quick disconnect for your saddle. Okay, and also this is a pretty neat product that we offer. This is going to be our port flange. We have a kit that comes with 2 of these, which will be, of course, 1 for each bag. This can be cut down to whatever port size you need. So depending on what woofer you're using, this is pretty much versatile to just about anything you're using it for. I have people using these on not only motorcycles, they make enclosures for boats, for just about anything. This will work as a nice option to vent out your enclosure.
And that was product expert Susano Jr. from DB Drive and Euphoria Car Audio joining us today, giving us all the details and honestly just a glimpse into the vast catalog that they have available for the motorcycle audio market. If you happen to want more information on the products covered on today's show, make sure you hit up their website at the Euphoria Car Audio website shown on the screen now. And if you happen to be tuning in from Canada, you need to hook up with the good folks at Importel, where they are the Canadian distributor and have been for a long time for all things DB Drive and Euphoria in Canada. Now, my takeaway, I said it before. This brand has got you covered from head to toe. Doesn't matter if you're looking at a mild or a wild install. From an inventory standpoint, these are products that could be used across other categories such as marine and for power sports, all their IP rated product, and the fact that they offer both drop-in solutions as well as more advanced solutions for those customers that demand a greater performance, maybe a more custom install. They have it covered. At the end of the day, if you're looking to partner up with a brand that really understands this market and has provided the solutions, proof in the pudding with the accessories that Junior was talking about, definitely I would recommend Euphoria. They have the catalog for you. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.